The close is potentially the most important part of the sale because it's the part that confirms whether the business can be done or not. Now, this is the thing with closing where people go wrong, the mentality that people have. When people get to a close, they believe that the only objective is to get the business, and that's not true. What the attitude should be is that some people will, some people won't, so what, next person. Now, obviously, you want to try and make that ratio higher that people will, but you don't want to depend completely whether someone does the deal or not. So the idea of the close is to get the person to make a decision, either yes, they're going to go with your business, do your service, buy your product, or no, they're not. But at least you haven't wasted your time, you know, chasing, and wasting all the energy in there. Better, much better to go and find someone else. But what we are going to talk about now is we're going to talk about how to do a really good, strong close. Closing is a state of mind. You need to assume the deal. The way you need to look at it is this: is that if your product or your service is as good as your presentation and the rest of your pitch said it was, then why would the person not want to buy it? Why would they not want it? So you've got to close with confidence. You've got to be confident that they would want it. Why would they not want it at the end of the day? And what that means, it means you need to always be closing. ABC. Always be closing. Always look for an opportunity to close. Look for the opportunities to close. How do you identify the opportunities to close? It's very simple. The client's going to ask you questions at some point. Questions like, okay, how does your product work? How does your service work? When do I start? Would you be servicing me? Loads of other questions that show that they're interested. But once the client starts asking you those questions, you know you answer the question and then you're looking to close. And what you want to do is you want to do this. You want to have different options that your client can buy. So for example, let's say I'm a web designer. You want to have package one, package two, package three. They all vary in prices, they all vary in service that the person, the client's going to get. But the close then goes, which one of these services and products is better for you, Mr. Client? Mr. Client says, product C. You go, perfect. When do you want to start? When do you want to start is a very powerful closing line. Or when do you want the product that I'm selling? Right? Now, what you want to do is you want to have a closing line which instigates a decision. Right? It instigates a decision. But the decision is not, you never want to use a closing line as such as, do you want the product I'm selling you? Yes or no. It can't have yes or no. It's got to have three answers, but the answers all have to be doing business with you. With going back to our web designer, which option do you want, Mr. Client? Option A, option B, or option C? Three completely different options, but all the options end in the client doing business with the web designer. And it's important to have that closing line. The closing line is very, very important. So to recap, you assume the deal. You look to always close. You look for the closing signals that the client's giving you, and then you assume the deal and you go with the closing line. And the most important thing is you have to close with confidence. Remember, closing is still, it's a state of mind, but it's also something that once you get good at, it's the easiest thing in the world. Good luck to you, and the next step is very exciting.